Hey guys, hey, Adam and I are coming to you from Adam's office. Adam, a little bit new, of a unique situation here.
It's unique, man. First of all, what are you doing in my office on a Friday morning?
I'm keeping socially distant here.
That's good, man. I like it. 6 feet, baby. 6 feet. No, we're not 6 feet under. We're 6 feet apart.
There we go.
That's the key. That's the key. So yeah, here we are in our office. We thought that we would just give you a little update about how things are going here at the church. Kind of give you a little update about what's going on in our lives, and just maybe share with you our hearts with you this morning. So Pat, what would you say about this whole coronavirus? How has that just affected you and your family? What's been different for you guys this last month?
In a lot of ways, things haven't changed, which we're very thankful for. Still going into work normal. Maybe some of the days off are a little bit busier. We've been homeschooling, so Christina is still plugging away at that, and the kids are doing well with homeschooling. So that's been the same. Things that have been different. Just keeping in touch with people, hopefully a little bit better. Maybe a good reminder of some of our responsibilities as elders, and following up, making sure people's needs are met, keeping in touch, seeing how everyone's doing. Those are probably the big things there.
That's awesome, man. I think the biggest change for us has probably just been the fact that kids are not in school. And in fact, I got 2 of them here with me over in the fireside room because they say the internet at home is no good. We changed internet companies during this whole situation, and I'm not sure if it's done us any better. But anyway, I'm happy to have opportunity to have them at home. Our kids go to a Christian school, so it's been different for us. Lisa is practically homeschooling 5 kids, or at least doing a part of that work, and it's definitely been busier around our house, and a lot of opportunity to just shepherd hearts and to be patient with each other. But we love those opportunities because that's what life is all about, right? God's pushed us together into a smaller space in our home, so those have been great memories that we're making of fun times together, and a few challenges here and there.
Definitely. One thing Christine and I have been doing is when we went to Masters a long time ago now, we had Doug Bookman as one of our Bible professors, and so he's been doing a series he did a series on the Passion Week that he posted on his Facebook. I think he's at Shepherd Seminary now in North Carolina.
That's right.
And he's been doing a series on that. So Christine and I have been watching that and really enjoying, almost having him as a college professor again,
awesome.
And showing him to the 2 older kids and letting them enjoy that.
Oh, that's
been fun.
We had our whole kids. I don't know how many of you guys saw Dr. Varner's Seder dinner, but it was posted on our website, on the Masters University website. But he did such a great job doing that.
Excellent,
we all enjoyed watching that together as kids. And our kids, of course, were saying, "Doesn't he go to our church?" And we're like, "Well, he preaches sometimes for Dad when he's not there." But it's been good to kind of get a few extra resources like that to watch. I know our family's been lingering a little bit more in our morning and evening devotions. We didn't pick that up from Spurgeon, morning and evening, but we do have time around the table typically every morning where either I or Lisa will read to the kids and we'll talk. And then at night it's been even better because sometimes the kids will have to rush off and do homework and stuff like that. But during this quarantine, they get most of their schoolwork done during the day. And so after our evening meal, I just open up my Bible. I read to our family whatever I read in my own quiet time that morning. I'm reading through the Bible in a year. So right now I just finished the book of Joshua. This morning, actually, chapters 23 and 24, and a little bit of Psalms, a little bit of Proverbs, and right now I'm in Luke chapter 13. And so I just read a section of that, and then we just have time to talk about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll sing a song or 2 around the piano with Lisa. We'll pray together, and then for us, it's been a lot of card games. It's been a few board games, a lot of throwing the football, basketball outside.
So what's the favorite board game in the Tyson?
I think the favorite board game is Micaiah, our middle son, is just like, he just loves Monopoly. And so if he had one pick, it'd probably be Monopoly, but they have a few newer games that I'm not as familiar with.
That's good. Monopoly's a nice short game. It's easy to play in a short amount of time.
Exactly. We've been playing a lot of cards too, so that's been a lot of fun.
Skip-Bo has been the new one in the Hamblin household.
All right. So,
hey, what are some things you've been encouraged by in the church, even though we haven't been together as the church?
Yeah, I think I've just been encouraged by how well our church has been functioning overall. We've had lots of interactions with people on Zoom meetings with our various small groups. Our deacons have been outstanding, reaching out to people and trying to figure out how we can meet certain needs that come up. I've been able to just text and interact with a number of people more than usual, just checking in on how people are doing, how it's going, a few phone calls here and there. And I've just been encouraged that I feel like our church, while we've had a few people from our church who've really struggled by, just the idea of the quarantine has caused loss of a few jobs.
Right.
And we've reached out to those families, and those families are in pretty good shape, but they also know that we're here to help them if things get more challenging. And it's been, but our church has been resilient, even though that's inevitable, that kind of thing will happen. I feel like people are trusting in God, people are pulling their resources together, people are spending more time than ever in prayer, and more time than ever just realizing like we really are dependent on the Lord day to day. We can't take for granted, a single day. We were talking earlier, Pat, our jobs have been fairly normal. You're still able to work as a Glendale PD, helicopter pilot, even working on some more training with some of your flight responsibilities there. I've been coming to work every day and just working on my sermon, I teach as an adjunct professor at TMU, so I have a Zoom class that I teach every week. And so for us, things have been kind of normal, but for some people, it's either been busier or it's been slower. And we've just been encouraging people to take advantage of that opportunity. If you're busy, be thankful that you're busy, that you still have a job. And if you're slower, because either you're out of work or you're not able to work, maybe just think about how you could still honor God with that time, that you would redeem that time with the Lord, reaching out to others, or just enjoying the extra time God's given you for rest and for developing your own communication within your family and times together.
Yeah, I know one thing that I've been thankful for our church, and I know that for some families this has been very stressful, whether because of they've been laid off, they've been fully let go from work, or their hours have been cut. But that can be stressful for families. But the opportunity we're in this unique time where we're able to meet as a small group in Zoom, or even just informally get some guys together and pray together. Guys in our small group have done that, and that's been encouraging. I saw on Facebook last night the guys in another small group getting together and praying, but they also had Scott Queer in there, and I thought he moved to Texas, but I'm glad he's able to, even just through the technology of Zoom, being able to have guys get together and pray. And I know women's ministry's been doing that, and that's really encouraging. That, and then just knowing that needs are being met. There's been so many things where I've had conversations with one of our deacons, one of our small group leaders, and just needs are just being met. Stuart wrote that book on the one another's. People are practicing those one another's in loving each other, caring for each other, meeting each other's needs, and that's really encouraging as an elder.
That's so true. We've been encouraged that our youth group has still been meeting together, having some Zoom teaching from Zach Harris, the best youth director in the country. That's what we believe. Come on, baby. Hey, don't touch me. It's quarantine. All right, we'll wash up. But we're thankful for him having meeting with the students. We mentioned the women's ministry's been able to have some of their teaching times. I know that Carolyn McGuire is going to be teaching over the next couple of weeks, and they've been having some Zoom meetings as well. And then we also have had a fantastic children's ministry. If you haven't dialed in yet to what Christina and Pat are doing as a children's ministry, you're really missing out. These guys are putting together a great weekly opportunity to hear some teaching and to just be encouraged through God's Word.
Well, thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. And you parents, if you haven't seen those, we did a 3-week Easter series, and then this coming weekend, Justin Lay, who normally teaches in our pre-K Sunday school, he's going to be doing a lesson on Solomon and his wisdom. So that'll be coming. So if you haven't seen those and you're like, hey, where are these kids' lessons at? Make a comment, send us an email, whatever it is, let us know.
Yeah, hey Pat, believe it or not, one of the biggest questions I've gotten over this time is how's it going with the building? I think most people know maybe that we were right at the starting point of finally getting able to be able to start the building project after all the time we've spent praying about it and just waiting to get cleared. We were cleared with a permit from the city. Our lender was lining up, and I think we were just about to pull the trigger to actually start the total renovation the very week that the shelter at safe at home regulations started. So, but we have a little bit of good news today, Pat.
We do have good news today.
What is that?
Hey, so I was talking with Todd Koschuk and Jim Soika, and it looks like today's Friday. On Monday, we'll be signing our bank documents, which means that the following Monday, the project will begin.
That's it.
That is exciting.
Air bump. Come on, air bump.
Air bump.
There it is.
Go.
So what we're saying is, as of right now, we're in my office. We just saw the title company and some of the builders down there below at the church doing a final sign-off. We'll sign those documents, God willing, on Monday. The following Monday, we're hoping to start. So let's just keep praying that God would allow us to do that. We have cleared it through the state. We've looked at all the legal ramifications of the essential work that can be done and what needs to be happening, and everybody's given us a thumbs up. So at this point, as far as we know, Lord willing, that'll be starting here in about 10 days.
Praise the Lord. That's going to be an exciting time for our church. Well,
yeah, no doubt. It's going to be exciting, but we got to just keep praying about it. And we just want to thank you, by the way, for your faithful giving. Even in the midst of the corona time, I'd say our giving has, it's come down a little bit, and that's to be expected. And we certainly don't want anybody to give out of to such a degree that you're not able to provide for your family. But we've also just seen a consistent giving, even towards the building. And we just want to thank you guys as a church for your normal giving here to the church. Some of us have been able to give above and beyond a little bit towards the new building. And we just want to encourage you to keep doing it and to keep trusting God and to just give by faith. There's something about just giving, even when it is a little bit tougher, that helps us, really reorient our priorities and where our heart is. We were just talking with our kids about that verse, where your heart is where your treasure is. And we want our hearts and our treasure to be all for the Lord. And that's definitely what this building is all about. It's really not about a facility so much as it is about facilitating adequate preaching, worship, congregating, meeting together, a big awning out front where people can hang out before and after the service. There's so many things that in ways this new building is going to serve the function of our body.
Adequate preaching? Or...
Well, passionate preaching, that's been one of the interesting things, preaching to a camera every week. I feel like by God's grace, I know you guys are out there still listening, and that's what encourages me. I'm preparing sermons the same way. Hopefully you're experiencing a similar feel of preaching, even though we're not all together in one room. And that's just one blessing that God's given us, to be able to meet over in the MRH. We are social distancing, but to have our bands work so hard to provide with us our normal type of worship, and hopefully the sermons have been encouraging. We'll be back in John this week, John 18, 1 through 11. We're going to be looking at how Jesus was arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane, but he wasn't afraid. And I just think there's a lot of application to that. Where we are in this quarantine today, there's still a lot of fear that mounts in our hearts. What if I don't get my job back? Or what if we don't get to get back to normal as soon as we would like? And I've just been really focused on how, God's sovereign over all of that. And he encourages us 365 times in the Bible. It says, fear not. It's often said it's the most common command in the Bible, to fear not. It's almost like God is saying, hey, I'm going to give you a reminder every day not to be afraid. Joshua 1:9 says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And it's just what an encouraging reminder. God's with us right now in the middle of coronavirus, in the middle of you being at home, in the middle of you either being at work or out of work or having a temporary pause. God is with us. And I just think that's what fires me up. It's in trials, in difficult times, that we see what we're really made of. Yeah. And we've been blessed as an elder team to just encourage one another, meet together pretty regularly with Zoom meetings, even throughout the week, and on a Sunday morning before the service. We've just seen God really grow our hearts, and hopefully he's growing your heart. And if you're out there listening to this video, we just want to encourage you to look to God. You got to look to his word. You got to be on your knees in prayer. He will be your comforter, and he will be your strength, and he will be your strong tower that you can run to and know that you're safe in the arms of God. And that's just been where my heart has been, is that we would just be reminded of those truths.
It most definitely. Well, I know I speak for everyone on our elder team, and I would say the deacons also, and that we miss everyone. One of the highlights of every week is being able to come together and be together as a church. And I hope that each of us are looking forward to that day when this coronavirus quarantine is over. We get to be back together, and I'm really looking forward to that first Sunday, whenever that may be. So hope you guys are having a good week. Look forward to a online church, we want to call it that, this Sunday, and talk to you soon.
We love you guys. We're praying for you. Keep your eyes on Jesus. And we look forward to seeing you as soon as we can all get back together.